Okay guys, so I know that in Algebra 2, graphing piecewise functions can be a little tedious and difficult, so I'm just going to make this video so you can refer to it at any time if you forget how to graph them. Okay, so we have this piecewise function. We're going to follow the equation negative 2x plus 3 anytime we have x is less than or equal to negative 1. And we're going to follow the equation 3x minus 2 for any x values that are bigger than 0 but less than 2. So right away, I know that this top piece is going to be a ray, and this is going to be a segment because of the inequalities. Here we have a starting and ending point, so that's a segment. Here we only have one starting point, and it goes on forever in one direction because there's only one inequality there. Okay, so I like to make some tables for each piece. I know that they're both linear, so I just have to have 2 points on the ray or the line segment to be able to graph a straight line. So when it comes to the first equation here, y equals negative 2x plus 3, I'm going to use this x as one of my numbers. Whether it had a line underneath that inequality or not, we put that in the chart. And then I'm going to pick an x value that is less than negative 1, and I like to keep it simple, something like negative 2. And when I plug that in, negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, plus 3 is 5. Negative 2 times a negative 2 is positive 4, plus 3 is 7. So I'm going to graph that on a coordinate plane. I've got an x value of negative 1 and an x value of negative 2, and I have to go up to 5 and 7. Okay, so negative 1 comma 5, that is going to be a filled in circle because an x value of negative 1 is included in that inequality. The other point will also be filled in because negative 2, that's my x value, is indeed less than negative 1. So we fill that in. Now here's the thing, we got to remember this was going to be a ray. So I have these points. This second point is really just a guideline point to help me draw my ray. This point right here is where it's going to end. It doesn't go past an x value of negative 1. I have to draw the ray so that it covers all x values less than or equal to negative 1. Well, if this is an x value of negative 1, that's going to be to the left. So I connect this way. So there's my ray. Alright, on the next piece, I'm going to make another chart. And I actually think doing a line segment is easier. Your two x values are going to be both of the x's that were used in the inequality, so 0 and 2. I plug in a 0, I get a negative 2. I plug in a 2, I get a 6 minus 2, which is a 4. So 0 comma negative 2 will be an open point because 0, that's our x value, is not included. So open circle. 2 comma 4 will actually also be an open circle because 2 is not included. And this is a segment. So we just connect the dots. And we have our piecewise function. Good rule of thumb is that once you're done drawing your graph, it needs to be a function, so it should always pass the vertical line test. If you start to connect things in the wrong way or the wrong order, it won't pass the vertical line test, so then you know you've messed something up. Alright, and that's how we graph a piecewise function.